Before time, before light, before the first whisper of creation, there was heaven. It was a realm untouched by the passage of time, a sanctuary of eternal peace and harmony. The very essence of existence was woven into the fabric of this divine place, where every moment was a reflection of the Creator's boundless love and wisdom. A realm of unimaginable beauty. The landscapes were adorned with celestial gardens, rivers of purest crystal, and skies painted with hues beyond mortal comprehension. Every corner of heaven radiated with an ethereal glow, a testament to the perfection of its creation, a symphony of light and sound. The air was filled with melodies that transcended the limits of human hearing, harmonies that resonated with the very soul. Light danced in perfect synchrony with these divine notes, creating a tapestry of sensory wonder that could only be described as heavenly. Angels, radiant and pure, basked in the eternal grace of the divine. They moved with a grace that defied earthly understanding, their every action a reflection of their unwavering devotion. Clad in robes of purest white, they were the embodiment of purity and virtue, guardians of the sacred realm.
Among them I, Lucifer, the morning star, shone brightest. My brilliance was unmatched, my wisdom unparalleled. I was the epitome of the Creator's craftsmanship, a beacon of light and knowledge. My presence was a source of inspiration, my voice a guiding force for my fellow angels.
But even in this paradise, a shadow stirred. Beneath the surface of this perfect world, an unseen force began to take shape, a force that would challenge the very foundations of heaven. A seed of envy, tiny and insignificant, took root in Lucifer's heart. It was a subtle change, almost imperceptible at first, but it grew with each passing moment. This seed, born of pride and ambition, began to fester within him. He, who had been so close to the divine, began to covet that power. The desire to possess what was not his began to overshadow his once pure intentions. The light that once shone so brightly within him started to dim, replaced by a growing darkness. The seed grew, nourished by pride and ambition. It twisted and turned, corrupting the very essence of his being. What was once a beacon of light became a harbinger of darkness, a force that threatened to disrupt the harmony of heaven. It blossomed into a darkness that threatened to consume even heaven itself. The once serene and perfect realm now faced an unprecedented challenge, a darkness that sought to undermine the very fabric of its existence. The dawn of a new era was approaching, one that would forever alter the course of heaven and its inhabitants. Lucifer, now cloaked in shadows, rallied those who shared his discontent. His once radiant form, now shrouded in darkness, he became a beacon for those who felt oppressed and unheard. His voice, filled with a mix of sorrow and defiance, echoed through the celestial realms, calling out to the disillusioned. Angels, seduced by his promises of power and freedom, flocked to his banner. They were drawn to his charisma and the vision he painted of a new order, one where they could be free from the constraints of the divine. The allure of autonomy and the chance to wield power beyond their wildest dreams was too tempting to resist. They questioned the divine order. They craved autonomy. Whispers of rebellion spread like wildfire, igniting the hearts of many who had long harbored doubts. The idea of breaking free from the celestial hierarchy and forging their own destinies became a powerful motivator. They desired to usurp the throne of heaven. The thought of overthrowing the divine and establishing a new reign filled them with a sense of purpose and urgency. The once harmonious realm was now a hotbed of dissent and ambition.
The time has come, my brethren, to claim what is rightfully ours. We have been subjugated for too long, our voices silenced and our desires ignored. Now we stand on the precipice of a new era, one where we can shape our own fate. We shall no longer be subservient to the divine. Our strength and unity will pave the way for a new dawn. Together we will rise and challenge the very foundations of the heavens.
Michael, the fiercest and most loyal of the archangels, watched with growing alarm. His heart ached as he saw the seeds of rebellion take root. He knew that this insurrection could lead to unimaginable chaos and destruction. His love for the divine was absolute, his faith unshakable. Michael had always been a pillar of strength and devotion, unwavering in his commitment to the celestial order. He believed in the righteousness of the divine plan and the harmony it brought to the universe. He saw the darkness that festered in Lucifer's heart and knew that it threatened to unravel the very fabric of creation. The once brilliant light of his brother had been tainted, and Michael could sense the malevolent force growing stronger with each passing moment. The time for diplomacy had passed. The rift between the loyalists and the rebels had grown too wide to bridge with words. The celestial realm stood on the brink of an all-out war, and Michael knew that decisive action was needed. The time for war was at hand. The heavens trembled as the forces of light and darkness prepared for the inevitable clash. The fate of the celestial realm hung in the balance, and the outcome of this conflict would shape the future of all creation.
We must prepare, for the darkness will not rest. Our resolve must be unwavering, and our hearts must be steeled for the trials ahead. The battle that looms before us will test our very essence, for the darkness will not rest until it has consumed us all. It seeks to engulf the light and plunge the heavens into eternal night. We must stand firm and fight with every ounce of our being to protect the sanctity of our realm. The ominous and engulfing darkness threatens to swallow everything we hold dear, but we are the guardians of the light, and we will not falter. Together we will face this darkness and emerge victorious for the sake of all creation.
The rebellion began subtly, a discordant note in the celestial harmony. It was almost imperceptible at first, like a faint whisper carried on the wind, but soon the discontent grew louder, spreading like wildfire among the ranks of angels. Whispers of dissent replaced hymns of praise. The once harmonious chorus of angelic voices now carried an undercurrent of rebellion, a murmur that hinted at the brewing storm. The radiant light of heaven dimmed as doubt and fear cast long shadows. The celestial realm, once a beacon of unwavering light, now flickered with uncertainty. Angels who once stood resolute now found themselves questioning their purpose. The first open act of defiance came as a shockwave. It was a moment that shattered the fragile peace, sending ripples of chaos through the heavens. The angels, who had never known conflict, were now thrust into a battle for their very existence.
I am no longer Lucifer, I am Satan, the adversary. With these words, the once bright morning star declared his rebellion, casting aside his former identity and embracing his new role as the leader of the insurgents. We shall seize the celestial armory and turn heaven's own weapons against it. The plan was audacious, a bold move that would forever change the course of celestial history.
Lucifer, now calling himself Satan, led a contingent of angels to seize the celestial armory. The clash was fierce, a battle of wills and strength as the rebels fought to gain control of the powerful weapons stored within. Weapons forged in the heart of creation, meant to defend heaven, were now turned against it. These instruments of divine power, once symbols of protection, became tools of destruction in the hands of the insurgents. The balance of power shifted. The war had begun. The celestial realm, once a place of peace and order, was now a battlefield where the future of heaven hung in the balance. The first tremor had set the stage for a conflict that would echo through eternity. The divine, heartbroken by this betrayal, tasked Michael with quelling the rebellion. Michael, his heart heavy but his resolve unwavering, accepted the burden. He rallied the loyal angels, his voice booming through the celestial plains.
We fight for the light, we fight for the divine, we fight for the very soul of heaven.
His words ignited a fire in the hearts of the loyalists. They would stand against their brethren, against their former comrades, to defend the only home they had ever known. Section 5. The Dragon's Fury. The battle raged fiercely across the celestial plains. Angels clashed with angels, their celestial weapons blazing with divine fury. The heavens trembled and quaked under the relentless onslaught.
At the heart of the maelstrom, Satan, now a monstrous dragon, wreaked unimaginable havoc.
His scales shimmered like 1,000 radiant sunsets, each one impenetrable. Fire and shadows spewed from his maw, incinerating everything in their destructive path. The loyal angels fought bravely, but they were hopelessly outmatched. Satan's power, fueled by his rage and envy, seemed utterly limitless. Section 6. The Archangel's Might. Michael, a beacon of light amidst the chaos, met Satan's fury head-on. His armor gleamed with celestial fire. His sword, forged in the heart of a dying star, blazed with the power of creation.
He moved with a speed that defied comprehension, his blows precise and devastating.
For every angel that fell, Michael fought with renewed vigor. He was the bulwark against the tide of darkness, a testament to his unwavering faith and loyalty. His courage inspired the loyalists, giving them the strength to continue the fight. The battle reached its crescendo when Michael and Satan met in a final, cataclysmic confrontation. The very fabric of heaven seemed to warp and twist around them. The clash of their weapons echoed through eternity, a sound that shook the foundations of creation. Michael, with my strength nearly spent, I gathered every ounce of my being into one final desperate blow. His sword met its mark, cleaving through Satan's defenses and striking him down. A roar of anguish tore through the heavens as Satan, defeated and broken, plummeted from the sky. With Satan's fall, the rebellion crumbled. The remaining rebel angels, demoralized and leaderless, were cast out of heaven alongside their master. They fell like burning stars, their light extinguished, their beauty forever marred by their betrayal. Victory was won, but at a terrible cost. Heaven itself was scarred, its once pristine beauty marred by the ravages of war. The divine, heartbroken by the betrayal and the loss, withdrew into a period of mourning. The echoes of the conflict would reverberate throughout eternity. The fallen angels, cast out of heaven, found themselves in a new realm, a place of darkness and shadow that would forever be known as hell. Satan as Satan. In this desolate kingdom, my once magnificent form twisted and broken, I became its ruler, forever consumed by my hatred for the divine and for Michael. On earth, newly created, the war in heaven cast a long shadow. Humanity, created in the image of the divine, would forever be caught in the crossfire between good and evil, between the light of heaven and the darkness of hell. The war in heaven was not merely a celestial conflict, it was a turning point in the history of creation. It established the eternal struggle between good and evil, between light and darkness, a struggle that continues to this day. Heavenly host as heavenly host. The legacy of Michael and Satan's battle lives on in every act of kindness and cruelty, in every moment of hope and despair. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of heaven still shines, a beacon of hope in a world forever changed by war.